We've seen this with Steve Smith as well. Steve Smith made adjustments throughout the series, but it's exactly probably what they're talking about now. Great man to learn from. Lead with your shoulder, try and get your front shoulder in, try and get your hip alignment and your shoulders going the same direction. And that was the point that I made yesterday in the School of Cricket about Pujara. Back hip is rotating just a little bit. Means the angle of the bat can't come through straight. That's nice. All the technique and all the method you use. That was a bit of a gift. It was short. It wasn't quite short enough to cause problems for David Warner, who's looked good this morning.
Yeah, he has. He's come out positive this innings, but interesting batting techniques. End of the day, if you watch a ball and you hit it in the middle, it goes well. On this one here, you can see nearly out of the screws. He was onto it quick. There's been too many short deliveries today. They've been keeping it up, looking to build some pressure. Dave Warner, I think he's out to prove a point today.
I love that. All us batsmen. You see Justin Langer there tinkering with Marcus Harris, me talking about Pujara and technique and front shoulder and hips, and there's you, opening bowler. Well, just keep it simple. Just stand there and hit the ball and hope it hits the middle. I mean, it's that simple, isn't it? 61 at the Gabba.
Watch the ball and hit it in the middle. Yeah, so just keep it simple. I didn't worry about sort of all this tech. Probably why I didn't score any runs. So, but it's a bit like bowling, isn't it? If you've got the worst technique in the world, but you never get injured, you can bowl at top pace all day and you take wickets. There's no issue. You look at Steve Smith with all his little idiosyncrasies and the way he moves around. Michael Slater was a bit the same, but on release, there's head still, like is one of your big points. Head still, hands in close, and
but that's my point really. About at the start of this discussion was the danger with all of this is where you've got to now. You can get yourself confused. You can almost think too much about it, and it's a fine balance between making those little adjustments to make you feel better and doing too much. Oh, good delivery, yes, big appeal and rewarded. He's bowled really well this morning. He's bowled aggressively, and Marcus Harris, who too has played well for his 38, but a little glove, a little feather through.
Yeah, no, he didn't expect that short ball, did he? Surprised him a little bit, didn't play it very well. Kept his hands up as he ducked, and Charlotte gets the first wicket here. Good bouncer. I think just came on quick, a little bit better. Left his hands up as he sort of half ducked. Just flicked the glove. He didn't check. He was happy to go. It's the first wicket down. Harris for 38. It is drinks, and it's 89 for 1.
टीवी कुछ ज्यादा ही चल रहा है आजकल।
रिपीट में रवीश कुमार तुम देखो, नींद में सूर्यवंशम के डायलॉग तुम बड़बड़ाओ, गंगा जल कैस पे अमित कुमार दुखी होता है, बाथरूम में जाके रोते हो तुम, टुल्लू पंप से ताजा पानी निकाल के तुलसी में जल तुमको चढ़ाना होता है, इमर्सन रॉड जब तक धुआं ना छोड़े आत्मा स्नान नहीं करती तुम्हारी, रुमाल तक प्रेस करवाते हो मिश्रा जी, टीवी हम ज्यादा देखते।
नए साल में रिश्तों का गुड लक है। कहानियां नहीं, ये तो अलबेले किस्सों की गुल्लक है। तो फिर चलिए मिलते हैं सोनी लिव पर।
हम आलू डाल के पीले चावल बना रहे।
तहरी कहते हैं उसे।
क्यों? इस सफाई में नहीं बोलते।
कभी कभी जहाँ अंत होता है वहीं शुरुआत होती है। वैसे ज्यादा कुछ नहीं बदला है इस परिवार में। एक बाप है जो अभी भी बिजली विभाग में है और इनकी स्कूटर उतना ही माइलेज दे रही है। बड़े बेटे अन्नू मिश्रा जो बिजी विदाउट वर्क हैं और छोटे बेटे अमन मिश्रा जो रोज किताब खोल के रट्टा मारते हैं और बंद करते ही सब भूल जाते हैं। और हमेशा की तरह सबसे अंत में आती है एक माँ जो आज भी खीर में अमृत के टपकने का इंतजार कर रही है।
और नहीं टपका तो
तुम्हारे कहने से नहीं टपकेगा, टपकेगा और पूरा परिवार आपदा विपदा से बचा रहेगा।
अम्मी ये आपदा सुने थे, विपदा क्या होता है? इधर आओ, इधर आओ। क्या है? ये होती है यार,
ये होता है बापदा।
आपने तो सोचा होगा कि मिश्रा परिवार की किस्मत अब बदल ही जाएगी,
गैस एजेंसी का लाइसेंस तो चाहिए यार।
पर जो बदल जाए वो कहानी होती है, किससे नहीं।
तो बोले यार पापा बिजली विभाग में, कुछ ले दे के एडजस्ट कर लो।
तुम क्या बोले?
हम बोले हमारे बाप ने बचपन से ईमानदारी की चरस फूंक के रखी है।
भैया अगला आदमी तुम्हारा बाप है, समझे?
कार्ड पे जिसका नाम होता है वही जाता है शादी में।
अरे पापा सपरिवार ही तो नहीं लिखा है।
तुम जाओ, तुम्हारा बेटा जाए बेइज्जती करवाए।
पापा हम कमिटमेंट कर चुके हैं।
बेटा मुनीस बहल वाली शकल हो ना तो सलमान के डायलॉग नहीं पेला करते।
नए साल में रिश्तों का गुड लक है, कहानियां नहीं, ये तो अलबेले किस्सों की गुल्लक है। तो फिर चलिए मिलते हैं सोनी लिव पर।
वो छोड़ो, मीनू क्या है बताओ।
अरे मैनू,
अरे मन्नू, अरे मैंने हो यार।
हाँ वही। तो टीवी कुछ ज्यादा ही चल रहा है आजकल।
रिपीट में रवीश कुमार तुम देखो, नींद में सूर्यवंशम के डायलॉग तुम बड़बड़ाओ, गंगा जल कैसे पे अमित कुमार दुखी होता बाथरूम में जाकर रोते हो तुम, टुल्लू पंप से ताजा पानी निकाल के तुलसी में जल तुमको चढ़ाना होता है, इमर्सन रॉड जब तक धुआं न छोड़े आत्मा स्नान नहीं करती तुम्हारी, रुमाल तक प्रेस करवाते हो मिश्रा जी, टीवी हम ज्यादा देखते हैं।
नए साल में रिश्तों का गुड लक है, कहानियां नहीं, ये तो अलबेले किस्सों की गुल्लक है। तो फिर चलिए मिलते हैं सोनी लिव पर।
Oh, that's Labuschagne then. Been in terrific touch in the series. One big 100 or one big score. Lots of starts. And more turn. Right, can India build on the dismissal then of Marcus Harris? The excellent delivery, short ball, and there's a little bit of turn as well.
There's been more turn today. What a prodigious turner of the ball, Sundar. But Nathan Lyon will be watching keenly as well.
Yeah, all these aspects of the day will be taken into consideration a little bit later. How's the pitch playing? Pitch is playing absolutely fine. It's got in a bit of a mess there. We're talking about one or two adjustments that he may have made technically, and chatting with Justin Langer. Just got himself in a mess, like he wasn't really expecting the delivery. Finds the gap. Now we have to see that again, but it looked like an opportunity there. Field is set for exactly that. Drive on the up, ball turning away from the left-hander, catcher at extra cover.
Oh, there's two catches there, isn't it? I think did he pick the gap? Straight between them, look at that.
Can't find the gap there. You can, surely you can't find the gap there. It has to be taken.
Yeah, I think it was perfectly in the middle and he hit it out of the screws, so it went quite quickly.
You know, there's a wider point to that. I fielded there a lot in my time. I think there should be a stagger. There should be a slight stagger between where those two fielders are, because when you're so flat, you're not quite sure whose catch it is, and I think that's probably what happened there. They were so flat in their alignment that neither was sure, and it happened too quickly. One stands slightly in front of the other there. One stands slightly in front of the other, then you've got half a chance of reacting if the other one doesn't go. Minor point, but it probably may have made a difference there with the catch, or otherwise. 62 average.
Yeah, leading run scorer for this series so far.
Oh, big appeal, pleading and given. Now then, height the only issue perhaps, but Washington Sundar, I think he's walking off. Warner's just having a gentle inquiry, and I think he's going to, he's walking off. He's happy enough. Or maybe, he's made a late bid. I think he's reviewed.
TV umpire to director, we have a review for LBW. It's a fair delivery. Can we have a front on first, please? Doesn't look like that. Could we have leg side hotspot? Just running the bat through. There's nothing on the bat there. We'll go to RTS to confirm that. Running through. Yeah, clear gap. Ball and bat. We'll go to ball tracking when ready. Okay, original decision is out. Impacted line. Hitting the wickets. Go back on field. See the original decision about.
Well, yeah, I don't think he was convinced. I don't think David Warner was convinced about the review. Maybe he'd been convinced by his partner. But I think he was almost walking off. I think it was a very late call. 48 then, he's played really nicely and fluently for his 75 deliveries, but 91 for 2 now, Australia.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. Middle, money. Yep, that's leg stick.
So 2 new batsmen and 2 very fine batsmen at the crease, Marnus Labuschagne and Steve Smith, both yet to face a delivery. So great opportunity this for India. Have worked pretty well in the last 10-15 minutes or so, and they've been rewarded with a couple of wickets. Almost like David Warner was expecting the ball to turn and didn't, and was stuck on the crease. He was a little crouched. I think that's why the issue of height, maybe he felt there, but you can see he was beaten really, playing for a little bit of turn that wasn't there. I think that was a pretty straightforward decision. Length was the problem for him. He decided to go back as well rather than forward, and in the end he was rashed. Brilliant bit of bowling. So just a little bit of light now at the end of the tunnel for India.
Yeah, that ball, I was expecting a turn. The way it came out of his hand, I thought it was an off spinner, whether it was his straight one. But that's 2 wickets, 2 big wickets to India. It's brought Labuschagne and Steve Smith, both averaging around that 62. And yeah, this is a big period now. Australia need to keep pushing on. But if India can break this partnership, it's going to be set this match up. Very interesting.
They're great mates, aren't they, Steve Smith and Marnus Labuschagne? Just looking at the numbers there. I mean, clearly Steve Smith is the master batsman, arguably the best or one of the best in the world. And Marnus Labuschagne, his record in the last couple of years is right up there with all of them. But you reckon he has a little bit of fun with Steve Smith, saying, what are you averaging in Test cricket? Because I think Marnus is just a little bit better. I think he's 62, isn't he? Well, it's 61.86.
Yeah, so
what are you averaging, mate? Yeah, don't tell me anything, mate. I've got better average than you.
Yeah, and Steve Smith would say, well, come back when you've got 2 or 3 times as many runs and we'll see how you're going then.
Absolutely.
But Australia lead by 124 runs at the moment. They'll be looking to get that up over 200, 250. No teams ever chased down 250 plus to win at this ground. You can see the 2 starts there. Positive start from Harris and Warner, but both of them are gone in consecutive overs. Credit to Indian bowlers. He's bowled well, in his 7th over. Just got the ball just to do a little bit off a length. He's not a tall man. Gets a little bit of movement in the air and bowls very good areas. So this session, 2 wickets just recently, 70 runs off 20 overs. So it's good. It's been happening. Australia was scoring quite freely, and then 2 wickets in 2 overs. Amazing how quickly the game can change from a bowling or fielding perspective.
Generally, they run pretty well together. Pretty good understanding. Only 2 for 2.
इसके हाथ में सत्ता आ गई ना तो लोकतंत्र खत्म कर देगा ये। तुझे तानाशाह नहीं दिखता? अब इस राजनीति में चाणक्य नीति लानी पड़ेगी।
Leg gully, a little bit of bounce, a little bit of turn. Some are turning and some not. That's a terrific delivery. And then that looks, we'll have to get a closer look at the release if we can, but it might just be natural variation. Some just skipping on. More turn there and bounce.
Come on, it's bouncing, boys.
Sometimes you can get over-analytical and say, well, that was an excellent delivery on purpose. And it's nicely played. The extra pace and bounce is coming on nicely. That's one of the shots he'll look to play. And sometimes it's just natural variation. Trying to bowl the off-spinner and it just skips on.
Yeah, the previous ball bounced and quite really turned. Whereas this one was a little bit flatter. No turn. Labuschagne just helps himself to 4 runs there, but quite a bit of turn, a little bit of variation even between those 2 deliveries. Now, both these batsmen like to use their feet. Washington Sundar would mind them coming out of their crease. It's enough there, it's enough turn, enough bounce, everyone going straight on.
I always feel it's a good time to bowl spin, off-spin at Steve Smith. Ashwin has at times had the better of him in the early part of the series. Leg gully in place. Just what ball to play at and what not, with the ball turning back into that thigh pad, hip area. What a good time to bowl to him right now. Oh, early signs of aggression. He's not going to sit at the crease, stand at the crease and be bowled to. Generally, as I say, they have a pretty good understanding, these 2. Bowler not happy.
Yeah, not the best piece of fielding. Sony's out there. He does have a groin injury. We're just seeing how he goes, but he just casually picked that up and threw it in. And when Smith saw where the throw was going, he came back. Didn't get that one. Looked to be positive. First ball. You can see him there. He's watching the throw. Yep, I'll come back. Washington Sundar not overly impressed. And that's 100 for 2. That's leg stumps, man.
Impressive. Shardle, 1 for 17. Bustly type of bowler, isn't he? Bustles in, got a little bit of pace, can get up to around late 80s. Loves batting, absolutely loves batting. He's pretty good at it too. Average of 62 in Test match cricket. The thing you'd say is a slight surprise that he only has 100 in the series. He's had opportunities to get a couple more. He's 100 in the series so far. He's got a 91 as well. One of the form players in Test match cricket, certainly over the last couple of years. Often we talk about Steve Smith and David Warner, but he's been joined pretty much by Marnus Labuschagne, and those numbers there will confirm that. So what, Test since 2018, when he came in, 31 innings, and he's right up there with the very best. Kane Williamson, whose form has been unbelievable in the last, for quite some time now. Steve Smith has dropped off a little bit, but back to his best now. Kohli there, 52, Henry Nicholls. I'm guessing those numbers are absolutely right up to date because Joe Root got 100 a couple of days of double 100 rather a couple of days ago, so he's now averaging 42. Yeah, they're right up to date, so that includes that double 100. Who's missing from that list, do you reckon, that has surprised you? Super shot, lovely shot. Timing.
Not sure that's what Saini needed, chasing it all the way to the boundary and bending down while in full stride. Just flicks it back. I think the umpires will just have a quick look. Very close to the rope. I'm actually happy to give that to Saini. Saved it by, I think, sheer millimetres. Just got it back and he released it just before his foot came down. I'm happy to give it to him.
You'd have got the big size 10 out there, wouldn't you, in your day? You reckon you'd have done that?
Well, I'm not sure how you're getting a foot between the ball and the rope then.
You just scooped it back somehow, wouldn't you?
Just gone for a dive, a slide.
Fast bowlers these days, eh?
Yeah, get a bit of grass on your creams, on your whites, make it look like you did something when you go home to mum, you're covered in green. Oh yeah, he's had a good game. Oh, that's harsh. That is very harsh.
Bowlers Union.
Yeah, you've got who is that? Who is the umpire up there? Checking that. Just thinking, is he a bowler?
Yeah,
I think it might
Bowlers
be.
Union.
I would have given that to Saini. I thought he chased it hard enough. He flicked it back just in time. Just wondering whether it's must have thought his foot just came down.
Great bit of timing though, wasn't it, from Marnus Labuschagne? It was just a push.
Yeah, it's not long at the Gabba. It's a lot squarer, wider. But the ball runs away. I thought it was Paul Rifle. He must have looked at that and went, nah, that's 4 runs. And, being a fast bowler himself,
he was a good one, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was steady.
He used to just amble in, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he was more shoulder at the crease. Accurate, swung it a little bit.
Good in the field, good hands. Like to preserve as much energy as possible when he played, and that's why an umpire is probably good for him. And just got the line wrong there. Just a full one down leg side, and Labuschagne just helps it on its way. And that's the 3 ones. 1-1-1 for 2.
Easy, me. And the problem for Marcus Harris is that this sort of information will go all around the world, so it's an area of his game that he needs to sort out. The best players of the short ball that I've seen, they get in position to play the ball. If it's there to play, they play the pull and hook shot. Otherwise, they get out of the way, but keep your eye on the ball is the most important thing.
Bowling was. Oh, ये 2 विकेट यहाँ पे नाच. क्या बात है वॉश तेरी.
Thanks for that, Huss. Intriguing first session so far. Nicely guided by Marnus Labuschagne. It'll pull up inside the rope. Australia getting out the blocks quickly in the morning session, going at 5s and over before a couple of wickets. You would think that might attenuate the scoring somewhat, but these two have looked to score with plenty of intent. Good afternoon to you, Shane.
Yeah, g'day Isha. It's an interesting morning, hasn't it? Australia got off to a flyer and India fought back. India's been a bit sloppy in the field, actually. They've let a few easy runs go through. Smith's looking dominant when he first walked out. Bit of spin from Sundar. Once again, Labuschagne over the top, using his feet, looking to be aggressive.
That lead now extends to 151. Great to have Alan Border with us as well.
Thanks, Ish. Bit of counter-attack, hasn't
Good to see.
As you said, Ish, that thought the scoring might slow for a period because of the 2 quick wickets, but Labuschagne and Smith have got other ideas about that.
So as captain, how do India look to play this now in terms of just trying to stem that flow ahead of lunch?
Well, you can't go too defensive because then they'll open up gaps for the singles and 2s, so the run rate will get away from you. So you've still got to attack to a certain degree. And at the moment, I think they're doing the right thing. They've got the sort of like an in-out field. They've still got catches. They've still got ways of getting people out. Over.
8 runs coming from the over, 2 for 119.
They get another 60 or 70 runs here. They could be 220 ahead by lunch. Especially with these two. These two feed off each other, Smith and Labuschagne. One thing I was interested about this morning, Ishan, AB, is, we're very, that 15 seconds, it's pretty strict about the 15 seconds. And just listening to the boys before and watching it, I think it's worth taking another look. Because I think it was definitely after 15 seconds.
Yep. Guides it past Slip. Another 4 to add to the score.
Yeah, runs are flowing. Which will please Australian fans. Yeah, we'll have a little look after this ball about that 15 seconds, because I think Warner thought he was plump. He thought he was plump and he was happy to go off. Then Marner said, well, it could be worth just having a look because they know how quick David Warner scores. But I reckon this was definitely after 15 seconds, so it shouldn't be allowed, that review, unless we missed something, unless we missed the signal that Davey Warner gave. But I reckon it was definitely after 15 seconds.
Oh. Edged and taken. This time a healthy edge for Mohamed Siraj, brought back into the attack. And Labuschagne has to go.
Yeah, good ball. Excellent ball, Siraj. He's bowled well in this game. Hasn't really got the rewards that he deserved, but that was a nice catch. Good ball. Yeah, just a nice line, nice length. Had to play Labuschagne, and it was just good bowling.
And that's what we're talking about. They've still maintained a couple of slips, the Indians, and still searching for wickets. And that's an absolute ripping delivery. You could hear Marnus Labuschagne grimace as he was facing that ball, because he knew it was such a good delivery. Just caught the outside edge, and a well-made 25 from him. It was very aggressive, and Australians now 3 for 123.
इसके हाथ में सत्ता आ गई ना कि लोकतंत्र खत्म कर देगा ये। तुझे तानाशाह नहीं दिखता? अब इस राजनीति में चाणक्य नीति लानी पड़ेगी।
காலை வேலையா? சரி.